Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Dual-Wielder's Writing Debugging, where I break down writing tips and tactics into bite-sized chunks to help you improve your own writing. In this entry, let's examine unsolved mysteries. Now, obviously, the major plot elements of your story will need to be clearly explained. If your audience doesn't know what's happening, why it matters, or even who your characters are, then that means that you haven't properly constructed your narrative. But other matters can have some wiggle room to them. Indeed, sometimes it can be beneficial to leave non-essential matters up to the audience to discuss and theorize on. With genres like mystery and horror, this sort of thing can aid a story greatly. In the case of the latter, we humans naturally fear the unknown. If there's a supernatural or monstrous creature behind the horror, then knowing only enough for the story can make that thing much more frightening. So let's take a look at John Carpenter's The Thing. The major points of the story are laid out quite clearly to the audience via the characters themselves discovering them. The cast of the film are confined to the Arctic Research Station, with the harsh weather making leaving the setting impossible. Here with them is an alien life form that can kill and subsequently mimic any organic being, as we see first with the dog from the Norwegian base, then with its attempted impersonation of Bennings. It's discovered that fire is the only way to truly hurt this creature, though it can split off segments of itself that become their own conscious beings. But the rest is left up for the audience to piece together on their own. We know that certain characters become victims of the thing, but not when. We see the dog thing creep into someone's room, but we don't know who this was. Judging by the silhouette, it was likely either Palmer or Norris, as both have a similar hairstyle to the Shadow, and both are shown to have been Thing victims later. But that leaves us to wonder when the other was infected. This set of circumstances also forces us to call into question every character's actions, all because of the fact of who is left uninfected is unanswered until much later. Even the ending hinges on this concept, as only MacReady and Childs are left at the end of the film, but we don't know whether Childs is a thing or a human. There's evidence to support notions both ways, but it's left up to each member of the audience to decide by looking closely at the film itself. Because not every detail needs to be explored. Not every minor character needs a lengthy backstory. Indeed, trying to give too much depth to all matters of minutia can bog down your story and ruin its pacing. Star Wars has suffered from this very problem for many years, and has only gotten worse in more recent times, with those in charge trying to fill in all gaps and give even the most minor characters lengthy backstories. Sometimes, you should leave something for the audience. Once your work is out there, it is no longer yours to dictate as you see fit. What is written on the page or put on the screen is what the audience will see, regardless of your intent. Leaving matters outside the most important aspects of the plot can breathe life into a work, and entire groups have been formed to discuss aspects of many popular series. Those who enjoy any work can discuss and theorize on what tertiary characters did before or after the story, the nature of how certain events played out, or what places that were only mentioned could be like. Again, going back to Star Wars, I personally like to think that when Luke needed to construct a new lightsaber after he lost Anakin's, he went to Obi-Wan's hut on Tatooine, where he salvaged Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber to make his own. After all, Obi-Wan did use Qui-Gon's lightsaber to kill Darth Maul, and we never saw it again afterwards. Is that stated by the film? No. It's just a theory I have, as both lightsabers are green, and it would explain how Luke got the pieces to fashion a new one. But in summary, not going too deeply into threads not critical to the plot of your work can aid the story in its pacing or build tension, as well as giving the audience matters to debate long after the work has been completed. But what do you think about unsolved mysteries? Do you have any favorites? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a like on this video if you're so inclined, and subscribe to see more. I would like to thank you for watching, and may you all have a weapon in each hand.